Hey everybody, Shark Scrapper! We've got an all-in-one. It's an HP. Says it's a Core i3 inside. Alright, well come on. Let's dive in, see what we're dealing with here. That screw, that's part one, step one. Now I have discovered that these are not screws in the classic sense. But more like a latch. So watch, when I turn this, it pops. See how that popped up? So it's just, you give it a little turn and it lets the back pop off. And of course it's HP, so that means it's hex. Torqueys, not hex, Torx. Get these speakers off first. I throw the speakers in with my small metal bits because there's enough metal in there to, even though this one doesn't, these don't feel like it, but there is still a little bit of metal in there. So all right, now we have the hard drive has been removed. This came from one of my IT shop clients, so we've got no hard drive here. We'll get the caddy out of the way and just start unscrewing things. Yeah, we wish those were brass or gold, don't we? But they're not, they're ferrous. I already checked them with a magnet. Hi, Chikayamba. All right, now, got a nice little board here. I'm going to throw that in with my peripheral high grades. There's visible gold, lots of components relative to the size of the board. Peripheral high grade. Get some connectors here. There's gold inside there, gold-plated pins, so you can put that in with your gold-plated pin connector ends. And that's a Phillips head. Because why? I don't know why. Who knows? Somebody said, hey, let's mess with these scrappers and let's do a combination of Torx and Phillips. And then some other engineer said, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Let's also hide one. There we go. Shred. Relatively nice motherboard here. Now the Wi-Fi connectors, right there, right there. I don't know if you can see it. Those tend to be gold plated, so those are always good to snip off if you're going after your gold stuff. Wire, a little metal bit. There's a RAM stick, 8 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte laptop size. I don't know, there might be something for that on eBay. I'll check, but I don't usually do a lot of selling of RAM. I've just run into too many challenges with it. There's the heat exchanger. So we've got copper, aluminum, copper, and then copper and ferrous. So let's see. Let's get you off of here. I think those will pry off. Yeah. This might work better. Yeah. So that's just glued down on that copper, and then let's see if we can get the metal brackets off of that copper. They're press fitted on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there's a nice piece of copper. Some little metal bits. And what I'm going to do with this is cut that copper off. That'll go in with my copper aluminum radiators. That'll go in with my number 2 copper. Okay, let's see. We were unscrewing this motherboard. Let's get back to that. And it said it was an i3. So let's see. What is it? It's a i3 4130. So I think that's $1, $2 if it's functional with board sort. It's better than selling it just as scrap value. Battery out of the way. There we go. All right, so righty, we've got a small socket, metal, green motherboard. Nothing terribly exciting to say about it other than that. Your yard may require that you take off the backing plates. It's just some screws here. Boop. The Wi-Fi card, you could take that off and sell it as a gold finger card to board sort, but they weigh so little it's really not worth much. Worth the time, I don't think. We can get that fan motor out of there. I think we can get that out pretty easy. There we go. Sheet metal. Now my yard no longer requires that I bust off the fins, so that can go right in the motor bucket. A little more wire there. Another little piece of wire here. I'm not going to bother with the CD drive. That's because this is going to be shred here. And let's see now. To get that off of the plastic frame, and then got another couple screws here. So that can go in with your tin shred. That's a Wi-Fi antenna right there. You throw that in with your low-grade boards after you cut the wire off. And round up these screws. because they can be annoying when they're on the operating table. All right, get the wire off of here. Got a couple more boards here to get after. This will be the finger strip board. Don't let the looks fool you. It looks like a lot of gold, but it's just Enig. Not very thick at all, but this is a peripheral high-grade board. I like to break them in half so they fit better when I pack them up. This wire end has a little gold on it, so we can put that in with the gold connector ends. Make the assumption the other end has gold in it too. Let's see what we got hiding over here. Some teeny tiny little screws there. That's some pretty thick tape, a metallic kind of tape there. Now these screws would probably just pop right off with a little leverage, but we'll unscrew them. I keep this loaded with a, that's either a double aught or a zero head, Phillips head, for just these kind of things. Alright, so lots of BGAs and little ICs all over this, a bunch of MLCCs. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in with the peripheral high-grade boards. There we go. And there's gold on the ends of these, so let's... So you see the gold there. Now, I keep saying one of these days I'm going to experiment with going after that. And then I keep not doing it. One of these days I'll get around to it. Get this last little bit of metal off of here. Now, I keep hoping that one of these days I'm going to come across a recycler that will go after the indium that's on the LCD screens, indium tin oxide. I have yet to find anyone that does that. And then the question becomes, what do you do with this? Well, my yard will no longer take these as scrap, so this just has to go in the trash for me. Very unfortunate, but that's the way the situation is right now. I hope you enjoyed today's scrap of an all-in-one HP. Kind of interesting, not really that difficult. So if you come across one, go for it. And if you want to learn more about scrapping computers, I have an entire playlist that is all about scrapping specific computers. I'll link to it up here. Maybe it's going to be up here. The other one is going to be what YouTube thinks you want to see. And the round one that's going to be in the middle, that's going to be where you can subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of Shark Scrapper. Have a great day.